Hey, welcome back to another episode of Simple Truth Television. Today is January 3rd, 2023. I want to show you guys today's date on the screen so you guys can see that this video is being made on January 3rd and not January 5th or after January 5th. So I'm going to write, what is today's date? What is today's date? This video is going to help you guys prove to your friends that the NFL is a joke. It's a satanic organization who murders their own players. And like I've been talking about for years now, every game is scripted. Every single NFL game that has ever been played has been scripted by the code of Gematria. And not only are they scripting the games, rigging the games, but they are also murdering players in connection to the championship game. So look, today is Tuesday, January 3rd, 2023. Right? So this video is being made 2 days before January 5th. Now, why does January 5th matter? Well, I'm going to make a prediction in this video, and hopefully I'm correct, and this video will serve as proof of how they are murdering players. Because this is the thing, right? I don't have any psychic powers. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what's going on right now with Damar Hamlin. I'm not at the hospital with his family. I haven't spoken to none of his family members. I mean, I'm just a guy who lives in the Bronx, who learned the code, and now it's using it to predict the future. Now, you know, a lot of people may say, well, if you're so good at this, why you don't predict the outcome of every single game correct? Well, the thing is, you guys, like I always say, knowing the knowledge of Gematria, it will give you an advantage when it comes to sports betting. But at the end of the day, like, for example, yesterday, I mean, a lot of people probably bet on the game, right? But how many of you knew that game was going to get suspended and that this ritual was going to happen? Unless you're on the inside, it's almost impossible to know everything about the NFL. Now, there are certain things we can pick up with the clues that they give us, like this right here. This is a big clue. Yesterday, when I made my video on Damar Hamlin, I spoke about Chuck Hughes, who still until today has been the only player to ever die on the field. And we spoke about this yesterday because I said, if Damar Hamlin ends up dying, he's going to die in connection to Chuck Hughes. And, you know, people asking me to predict when, if you know, people asking me like, oh, do you think he's going to survive? Do you think he's going to die? So this is why I decided to, you know, look into this ritual even deeper. So like I said yesterday, he died 130 days before his upcoming birthday. Chuck Hughes. We know human sacrifice is 130. So this death that happened in 1971, this was no accident. If you read into what happened on this day, Chuck Hughes, this is all public knowledge. You could just go to Wikipedia and look it up. Chuck Hughes supposedly was either, I got to look it up. He was either playing defense or playing offense against number 51, Dick Butkus, which is, you know, they're naming these players on these names on purpose. I mean, Dick Butt, that's not an accident, you guys. But look, all you have to do is just do a Google search, Chuck Hughes, and Wikipedia will tell you all about what happened the day that he died, right? It says here that on October 24th, 1971, the Lions hosted the Chicago Bears at Tiger Stadium. Late in the fourth quarter, with Detroit trailing 28-23, the Lions were driving into Chicago territory, and Hughes, who entered the game as an injury replacement, caught a pass from quarterback Greg Landry for 32 yards and a first down at the Bears' 37-yard line. 3 plays later, Landry threw a pass that tight end Charles Sanders dropped near the end zone. Hughes, a decoy in the play, began running back to the huddle with 1:02 showing on the clock. Suddenly, he dropped to the turf, clutching his chest around the 20-yard line. Hughes collapsed near the Bears linebacker Dick Butkus, who saw him begin to converse violently on the field. Butkus motioned to the sideline frankly to get Hughes' assistance. Okay, so he wasn't playing defense on Butkus, but he did collapse near him, okay? And this was all on purpose, right? Notice the number that he wears. He wears the number 51. And this death happened in 1971, which was 51 years ago, right? Notice in Gematria, the name Chuck Hughes equals 51, like we saw yesterday. And notice also Cincinnati and conspiracy is also 51. But that's not everything, right? Think about what day can be written 5/1. Well, guess what? It's only two dates that can be written 5/1. That's either May 1st or January 5th. Right? January 5th in the majority of the world is written 5/1 like the number 51. Now, the January 5th, that stands out to me because notice if he dies on January 5th on Thursday, that's my prediction. I'm predicting in this video right now that he's going to die on January 5th because that's a day with 49 numerology and also the day with 13 numerology. And we know NFL is 49 and 13. So we should get some big NFL news on Thursday, right? Notice the name Damar Hamlin equals 49, something we spoke about yesterday, right? NFL also equals 49. So January 5th, the perfect day for some big NFL news, right? The day with 49 numerology. But that's not everything. Notice his birthday, March 24th, the 83rd day of the year. We spoke about that because remember, murder, football, the term collapse are all 83. But if he dies on Thursday, like I'm predicting, that will be 41 weeks after his birthday. You guys see that? Exactly 41 weeks after his birthday. From his birthday on 2022 to January 5th, which I'm predicting will be his death date. That's 41 weeks later. And we spoke about the number 41 because the collapse happened 41 days before the Super Bowl. Right? Yeah, the Super Bowl will be played this year on February 12th. And the collapse happened yesterday, which was 41 days before the Super Bowl. And what does Super Bowl equal in Gematria? Super Bowl equals 41. It also equals 49, like the name Damar Hamlin, like NFL, like how January 5th will be a day with 49 numerology. Now, this is where it gets even more interesting, right? If he dies tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, excuse me, Thursday. Today's Tuesday. If he dies on Thursday, on January 5th, guess what? From January 5th to the upcoming Super Bowl, it's 38 days. And what do we know about the number 38? In Gematria, the word kill, the word killing, the word death, the word murder, RIP, even terms like decay, all have Gematria of 38. So how perfect for this big ritual, this big murder ritual, to take place 38 days before the upcoming Super Bowl. The guy born on the 83rd day of the year. Now, if that does happen, like I said, not only is it 41 weeks after his birthday, but you can also say it's a span of 79 days before his upcoming birthday. And we know murder's 79 and 83. So from January 5th to what would have been his 25th birthday, it's a full span of 79 days. Murder is 79. So that's my prediction. And this was going to help you guys convince to people who are failing to see the obvious how scripted this stuff is, right? These players, and a part of me thinks that none of these players are really dying. This stuff is just all energy harvest. But let's assume they are dying, and you gotta love the CBS logo, right? The one eye symbolism, right? Whoever took this shot made sure to capture that one eye symbolism. But even if whether or not these people are dying, it doesn't really matter as long as they get people to believe in it. That's really their purpose. Get you to believe in it because it's all about energy. Also, what this does too is it validates the NFL. It makes the NFL look legitimate. Oh my God, these players are really out there risking their lives. They're not risking their lives. These are actors. And all this stuff is a numerical ritual, like we've been showing years after years after years. They do this with every single game. And every sports-related death, it's always by the numbers. Every single one. Speaking of 38, remember, January 5th is 38 days until the Super Bowl, right? Think about the Jaguar player who just recently died. Look at this. And how old is this guy? How old is this guy? I'm not even going to try to say his name, but you guys see it. It says here, former Jaguars offensive lineman dead at 38. Now, if you're new here, Gematria is the simple practice of coding numbers into words, names, and phrases. Something really simple to understand, yet so many people fail to consider it for some reason. Notice when you write out terms like murder, you see how it's 79? Right? From January 5th to Damar Hamlin's upcoming birthday, it's a span of 79 days, right? You see the 83? He was born on March 24th. That's the 83rd day of the year. If he dies on January 5th, like I'm predicting, I'm not wishing death on him. That's not what I'm doing in this video. I don't wish that he dies on January 5th so that I can be right. No, I don't. I wish he doesn't die. I wish I am wrong about this. I wish I am wrong. But you know why I'm making this video? Because I've made videos in the past predicting the day that these celebrities are going to die. And it's always like it is because they are very consistent with their patterns. You guys remember the Saved by the Bell actor who supposedly was hospitalized? Screech. What was the guy's name? Screech. I'll get back to the murder, but look, Saved by the Bell. I like Safari better. Safari's way faster. Saved by the Bell actor. Dustin Diamond, right? The guy with the DD initials. They came out with a headline. This was back in 2021. A headline broke that said Dustin Diamond. This was like at the beginning of the year. Dustin Diamond hospitalized with cancer. He is 44 years old. I said, what? He's 44 years old. He has cancer. So then I made a video. I said, look, I don't think Dustin Diamond, the guy who has the DD initial, D is the fourth letter in the alphabet, 44, like 44. The word kills 44, cancer is 44, chemo is 44. I don't think this 44-year-old is going to make it to his 45th birthday. And you know what they did? They took him out on February 1st. They took him out on February 1st, 2021, because that was a date with 44 numerology. You see? And then guess what? Weeks after that, there was a big MMA fight, and Dustin the Diamond upset McGregor in the UFC fight. And this is what they do, right? So they have these celebrities die in connection to the sports games. They have these athletes die. You know, according to the NFL, there's never been another, besides Chuck Hughes, there's never been another NFL player to die on the field. But I'm telling you, I think Damar Hamlin will be the second one, and he will die on January 5th, 51 years after Chuck Hughes, on 5/1 on January 5th. But going back to these ciphers, right? If you're new here, again, Gematria is very simple. It's the practice of coding numbers into words. So we have 4 ciphers, the alphabetic order with the rules of numerology, and then the two ciphers where you reverse the alphabetic order. And then, of course, this one, you apply the rules of numerology with the alphabetic order in reverse. So, again, murder 79. From January 5th to his upcoming birthday, it's a full span of 79 days. He was born the 83rd day of the year. And if he dies on January 5th, that will be 38 days before the upcoming Super Bowl. Now, the 34 also matters because I just uploaded a clip. And where he was he said something about, you know, you have to cherish every moment that you're here because you don't know when it'll be the last day. This clip right here, actually, we can play it right now, actually. I want you guys to listen to, I mean, this is just such predictive programming. He's letting people know that, you know, he might not make, it's just a sad clip. And I bet you if he does die on Thursday, they're going to be playing this clip of him, you know, saying that you have to cherish every moment that you're on earth. Look, just listen to this.
But I cherish it every second that I can, you know, every second of every day. We just had our prayer, our DB prayer we do every Wednesday. Outside, he was next to me, and I just grabbed his hand a little bit harder just because, you know, you never know when, like, the last day could be that you getting to experience something like this, you know. So I'm cherishing it every moment I can.
You guys see the 34 in the background, the 83, the 17. All these numbers are being displayed in this video on purpose, you guys. Again, this is the guy born on the 83rd day of the year. The 17 matters because if he does die on January 5th, that would be 17 weeks after the start of the NFL season. We know Kill's 17. Like, Kill's also 28, and that's how old Chuck Hughes was when he passed away. But just one more time, let's play it. And you're going to see the 34 in the background. Right? Again, murder's 34.
Describe it, but I cherish it every second that I can, you know, every second of every day. We just had our prayer, our DB prayer we do every Wednesday. Outside, he was next to me, and I just grabbed his hand a little bit harder just because, you know, you never know when, like, the last day could be that you getting to experience something like this, you know.
I mean, who talks like that? I mean, like, somebody who's about to die talks like that. Oh, you never know, and you never know, man. And any day, you know, you can be tackling an offensive player, and you just never know when you might just fall into a cardiac arrest. I mean, that's the only thing he probably left out of this video. You could have just told us everything else. Tell us the script, by the way. Like, when are you going to die? January 5th? Oh, 38 days before the Super Bowl? Just might as well just tell us that. But, of course, you know, people will say, that's not, he's just being thankful, man. Like, you guys have to wake up already, man. If he does die on January 5th, what are you gonna say? Well, that wasn't a good prediction because, you know, I mean, the guy was in critical condition. You just got like there are always the sheep will always, even that, not only the sheep, the haters too in this community. They're always making an excuse why the stuff that we are predicting is not really that impressive. Like, there's nothing that's gonna impress you guys, nothing at all. You know, we can call the game, we could call the correct score before the game ends. None of that stuff is gonna impress you guys because you guys are either haters or you guys are just too dumb to see the obvious. I mean, really, 51 years after Chuck Hughes. I want to show you guys another article. Look at this article. This is what you call mockery. Okay, look at this. Look at this. So, this right here, Mike Vaccaro, he wrote this article back in 2021 on October 23rd, one day before the anniversary of the Chuck Hughes' death. And just look at this headline. Very suspicious headline. Chuck Hughes' death 50 years ago. It's NFL tragedy. We pray to never see again. 50 years ago Sunday, the NFL saw its worst possible nightmares play out on the field at Tiger Stadium. Wow, look at that. This happened at Tiger Stadium. And our friend Damar Hamlin was just playing the Tigers, the Bengals. You guys ever heard that phrase, lions, tigers, and bears? Think about that phrase for a second. The day that Chuck Hughes passed away, guess what two teams were playing each other? It was the Lions, the team that Chuck Hughes played for, against the Bears. Remember, there was 51 points scored in that game. Right? Let's go back to that. Right? Look, it's a tragic day. Hughes dies in Lions 28-23 loss to the Bears, right? 28 plus 23 is how much? It's 51. Right? So Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Now, what's missing, right? Tigers, right? And this happened at the Tiger Stadium. But just think about what happened yesterday at the Bengal Stadium. Something that I've read that has happened multiple times already. A lot of players get injured on that field. They're gonna probably say, "Oh, something bad luck about this field." No, this stuff is all ritual, man. This stuff is mockery. So it happened at Tiger Stadium, and coincidentally, Damar Hamlin just happens to collapse against the Tiger team, right? The Bengals. In the year, are we still in the year of the Tiger? I think so. Let me see. When does the year of the Tiger end? Pretty sure it's over. Oh no, it's not over. It'll be over. It'll be over in a couple of days, on the 21st. So we are still technically in the year of the Tiger. Okay, so back to this article. So it says here that for every week before and every week since, the men and women who run the league out to say a silent prayer that it has never been repeated. Because when you think about it, every week before and every week since could have yielded a similar tragedy. Chuck Hughes was 28 years old that afternoon. Of course, kills 28. A backup receiver for the Detroit Lions. On the surface, he seemed as he was, an extraordinary fit athlete, bulletproof, eager, and willing to absorb the rough and tumble laws of the NFL days. It was a mild afternoon in Detroit. The Bears 3-2 on the season. So they fell to 3-3 that day. Huh? And actually, no, they became 4-2. The Lions lost and became 4-2. So the Lions became 4-2 as well. I'm a little surprised the Lions didn't become 5-1 that day. Had taken a 28-23 lead on the 4-1 Lions in the fourth quarter. The Lions took possession. Larry Walton, one of Detroit's starting receiver, busted up an ankle as the Lions tried to start a game-winning drive late in the game. Into the game, tried to Chuck Hughes. Okay, we read what happened. Oh my God, 68 yards, huh? On the day leaving 68 days left in the year. Of course, Damar Hamlin's name equals 68 as well. Like championship. Championship is also 68. So it happened at 5:41. I'm just looking at the numbers because the numbers is what tells the real story. Is this guy still alive? This Dick Buckers guy? Let me see. I want to see if this guy is still alive. He is. So his birthday is December number 51. His birthday is December 9th. Let's take a look. December 9th. Again, we're looking at January 5th to be the day that they pronounced this man dead. So December 9th. We can also measure to see how many days the collapse happened after Dick Buckner's birthday. 27, okay. So it'll be 27 days if he dies on Thursday. We know Ritual's 27. So Dick Buckets, it'll be 28 days after his birthday. And then Dick Buckets also has that 68. Look at that. Look at all these 68s, right? So let's get all the 68s on the screen. Damar Hamlin. We got Damar Hamlin, Dick Buckets, all 68s. That game that Chuck Hughes passed away was played on the day leaving 68 days left in the year. Supposedly, one of the players had 68 passing yards. Who was it? Let's see. Let's go back to that article. 68, the championship number, right? Okay, it says here that it was Hughes' fifth year in the NFL. The Eagles had drafted him in the fourth round out of Texas El Paso in 1967, and he had caught 6 passes for a total of 68 yards in 3 years in Philadelphia. Okay, so that was his average. Okay, traded to the Lions in 1970, he caught 8 balls in his first year as a Lion. Yeah, Yale is turning 322 years this year. Absolutely. And the game is on the day leaving 322 days in the year. Most of his time was spent on special teams, yet he yet to catch a ball in the 71 season. Okay. So it'll be 27 days or now let's measure to the day that it happened. It happened yesterday on Monday. "24 days to 24-year-old, or the 25th day of his age, and death is 25. 3 weeks and 3 days, like 33. Like MNF is 33. So it's a lot of 68s. Look, championship is 68. I think it's. I wasn't even typing. My bad. I think it's safe to say that. I'll be shocked if it's not the Bills in the Super Bowl this year. I'll be shocked because all this stuff is lining up perfectly. The Super Bowl is 38 days from Thursday. Yeah, the championship is 68, right? So yeah, again, that 38 number shows up all the time. So, I think it's perfect. And then again, that's 5-1, 51 years after Chuck Hughes. Chuck Hughes, number 85. Okay, Mike Angelson. We're gonna put you in the spotlight. So you're saying that I'm off, okay? So this is what I want you to do, Mike Angelson. I want you to come back on Thursday. I want you to apologize in the comment section of this video when he announced Damar Hamlin dead at 24. Okay? This is what I want you to do, Mike Angelson. I want you to apologize in the comment section. I'm gonna be looking out for your comment on Thursday, January 5th, when they announced that, unfortunately, we have some sad news from the NFL. Damar Hamlin has died at the hospital. We send our condolences to his family and to the entire organization of the Buffalo Bills. Okay? Once you get that news, because the thing is, you're like, I don't know what's going on with you. Like, I just showed you all this stuff lining up, how the way it lines up and everything. And you're like, womp, womp, womp. This stuff is not real. Oh, you're off. Okay, Mike. On Thursday, I want you here under this video. I'm going to pin your apology. If you don't apologize, I'm just going to block you. So if you want to stay relevant in the chat, stay relevant. You want to watch the videos, leave comments. I need you to apologize if I'm correct. If he dies on Thursday, I need you to apologize, my friend. Okay? What's going on, TK? Shout out to all the smart people in the world. Shout out to Nick, Daniel, Bronx, Tracy. What's going on, Tracy Washington? Yeah, Anthony Guzman says that former Jag player died at 38. Yeah. Shout out to M Stack. CTV 85, what's going on? You made a smart choice, my friend. Yeah, speaking of Skull and Bones. I could be wrong about this, but I think T. Higgins and Damar Hamlin were born like 322 days apart from each other. I think I was watching a Derek video, and I think that's what he said. Let me just look it up. I didn't verify it, so I don't know yet. It's so obvious it's a tribute to Chuck Hughes. I mean, he tackled number 85, T. Higgins. So, January, okay. And the Skull and Bones Secret Society is associated with the number 322, if you guys did not know that. Damar Hamlin. So 3/24, 1998. Let's see. 3/24, 1998. And this is what proves that these players are being chosen from birth. Or it's possible that they're being given, incorrect birthdays. But I don't think so. I think these players are chosen from birth. And that's why this stuff all lines up the way it does. Okay, so it's not 3/22, but it is 43 weeks. 43 weeks, right? And what do we know about 43? Yale equals 43. And the Super Bowl this year is on the 43rd day of the year. That number connects to Skull and Bones. Okay, so I think that's probably what Derek meant. Thank you to the super chat. Appreciate that, man, Daryl. Thank you so much. You know, those are very rare in this channel. We don't really get super chats like that, so I really appreciate you. Chess Mind, thanks a lot. No, it just some, you know what it is. A lot of people can't find my videos because YouTube changed their settings around. So now you have to click either, you know, these videos are the videos that I just upload. These are like short videos, like 10-second videos. And then if you want to watch my live stream, you have to click where it says live, and then it shows you my live streams that I've done. Right? So they have different tabs. So you might find the video here, but then you'll think like, oh, he hasn't made a video in 2 days. But you know, I make a video every day. I'll do it live. I use the live stream method. So that's why probably you haven't found my work. Don't worry about it, man. I appreciate you, man. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, YouTube, they take a good chunk of that money. Somebody, Anthony says, do you think you could fall into the order naturally by your name and when you're born? You know what? I always have like a issue with that, because I'm like, what happens if, okay, so you're born with a certain name, right? Or the name is given to you, but what if you decide to change your name? Are you changing your path? Like if you say, like, let's say your name equals 83, right? And you're supposed to die at the age of 83, but then when you're like 20, you say, you know what? I don't like my name. Let me change my name. Does the organic system just say, you know what? We're not gonna take you out at 83 anymore? It's just, I don't understand how the organic stuff works, but I have a lot of questions. I do think there's an organic side, but I have a lot of questions. That's all I'll say. Yeah, so the Patreon link, it's patreon.com, Simple Truth TV. This is where I put all of my sports stuff. If you guys want sports picks, I only post it here. You see, on January 2nd, we had a 2-team parlay. We had the Buffalo Bills and we had the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cavaliers defeated the Bulls in overtime. That was the day that Donovan Mitchell scored 71 points in a big tribute to Kobe Bryant. And of course, the Buffalo Bills game was suspended. But I'm like I said, I think the Buffalo Bills are not going to lose another game this season. I think they're going to win every single game until they win the Super Bowl. Because I think Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, he's going to go into the postseason on 63 regular season wins. Buffalo 63, they're in their 63rd season. So I'm giving you guys some more free stuff, because I also give out a lot of free shit. So again, even when they resumed that game against the Bengals, I think even though the Buffalo Bills are down by 4, I think they're going to come back, beat the Bengals, and then just not lose the rest of the season. Because they're so motivated. Because, you know, Damar Hamlin just passed away. And the Buffalo Bills are not losing another game. They're being dominant on defense, dominant on special teams, dominant on offense. They're unstoppable. This team is dedicated to win this championship for Damar Hamlin. And all the sheep will believe it. Goku LeBron. He says, "This I don't condone, Arthur." What are you talking about? What do you don't condone about me? You're always saying something negative in my chat. You don't condone. You don't, like, who are you for me to even consider what you have to say? Do you support my Patreon? Do you support my channel? Do you donate to me? What do you send me information for me to look at? Like, what do you do that helps my channel grow? Nothing. But say bullshit in the comment section. That's what your purpose is. Just talk some bullshit in the comment section and just hope that I read it one day. You don't do anything to better me, right? You don't support me. You probably don't even like my videos. You don't share my videos. You don't give me any ideas to talk about. You don't do anything. But just say bullshit in the comment section. I'm referring to Goku LeBron. The Goku LeBron doesn't do anything to better this channel. He has never made a nice comment that makes me think about, like, oh, that is interesting. He just says a whole bunch of bullshit. I don't condone this, man. I don't condone this. I don't condone you being here. Like, leave. Go to somebody else's channel. All right, so we'll end it there. Rest in peace with Damar Hamlin. I know this is we're not there yet, but I'm telling you, 5-1. That's the day that our friend is gonna probably fake his death, and everybody's gonna be so sad in the NFL. The day with 49 numerology. Oh my gosh, such a dangerous game. We gotta do something about these hits. Rest in peace, Damar Hamlin. Pray for Damar Hamlin. Oh, 38 days before the Super Bowl. Oh, Lord. Look, it says, my purpose, I have a career. Good for you. I make $42 an hour. Good for you. You make videos, and when you guess right, your predictions are wrong and you're silent. Blah, 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 blah. How do you know I don't have a career? How do you know how much I make an hour? How do you know anything about me? Oh, my gosh. These people, man. Speaking of 85, National Football League is 85. Shout out to Eric. What's going on, Eric? Shout out to Yana Mama. How you doing? I got some pretty ladies that follow me. Somebody says you woke. Well, that's what they're going to do. They're going to come out and say, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. He died. Oh, he was only 24. Oh my God. Oh, let me just review what some of the notes from yesterday. And then think about it. It's happened in week 17, going along with the other 17 that we spoke about. If he dies on Thursday, that'll be 17 weeks into the season. We know Kill 17. Of course, Josh Allen wears the number 17. Of course, the collapse happened 81 days before his birthday, and Bills is 81 like ritual. And of course, the score was 3-7. The name Damar is 37. CPR is 37. And just think about how they say that he went into cardiac arrest. Cardiac arrest has that 57, like Hamlin, like how the next Super Bowl will be Super Bowl 57. And of course, that was yesterday was 117 days into the season. Buffalo Bills is 117. Like how the top shooting happened 117 days before the start of the NFL season. And I also read somewhere that this was one of the only games, or the only game this season to start at 8:30 p.m. Going along with all the other 83s that we spoke about. All right. So, R.I.P. Damar Hamlin. My condolences to his family.